Hey guys, it's Meg and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be setting up my brand new journal ready for 2024 and we can have a long overdue catch up. So get your new journals and your favourite drink and let's just get into it. So before we get into our little catch up, I wanted to introduce you to my brand new bullet journal ready for 2024. This is another Yop and Tom journal because I just love them, and this is the deep ocean colour in the hummingbird design, which I absolutely love. It's such an elegant design that I am really excited to get started using. The grid guide that comes with these journals is such a lifesaver, so if you haven't got your bullet journal for 2024 just yet, then I highly recommend the Yop and Tom ones, and I've got a discount link down in the description. It also has a key, index page, numbered pages, and 160 GSM paper, so all those good things, but enough blabbing on. Let's get on with my 2024 journal cover. So everything is already sketched out to save a bit of time, and I used the Tombow Monograph mechanical pencil, and then I'm going straight in with my colours. So pretty much this whole setup is going to be done using a combination of the Staedtler coloured fine liners and my trusty Crayola super tips, and I'll make sure everything is linked down in the description for you. But for the start of this new journal, I really wanted something simple and just bright and colourful so that when I open up the journal it is just bringing some joy and magic to the start of the year. The theme is pretty much bright, bold colours with a little hint of pastel, but not quite as pastel as I would normally go, to bring a bit more colour. Then I wanted it to just be loads of colourful stars, shooting stars, blocky numbers so it's really eye-catching when you open up the journal, and a little bit childlike, something really easy and simple that other people would be able to recreate. And this setup really didn't take me too long, so if you haven't decided on a theme to start off your new journal yet, I highly recommend giving this one a go. You can use whatever colours suit you and your personality. You could do it in black and white if you wanted it a bit more minimal. You could even take this a bit further and make the numbers look really 3D by adding a drop shadow, but I just like how simple and easy it would be to personalise. I did then choose to add some little white highlights onto the numbers using the Jelly Roll 0.8, but that's pretty much it for the front cover. Super cute, simple, bright and cheerful. And now let's move on to my yearly pages. So now moving on to my year at a glance page. I'm not quite sure why I started filling in the little calendars before I wrote the title, but this is a year at a glance. So the purpose of this page, that I use it for anyway, is just to have the little calendars for each month at the start of my journal so that they're there to refer back to when I'm doing each of my monthly setups, because I do tend to use the little calendars either for my habit trackers or just on the monthly cover pages, and it is just handy to know which dates fall on which days so that I know that I've got it all correct when I'm doing my weekly spreads. This page is a little bit tedious to set up, so if it's not something you would find particularly useful then you might want to skip this one, but I do really like how it looks once it's all filled in. And I chose 3 of the colours out of the colour palettes that I'm using for this theme, which are the pink, blue and yellow, to use as the little accent colours on this page, and I think they work really well together. It's kind of giving candy vibes, which I think is cute, so I'm really happy with how this page turned out. So whilst you finish watching me set up this page, I thought it would be a good opportunity just to catch you all up a little bit on where I've been. You might have noticed that for the past half a year at least, I've not really been posting on my YouTube channel very much. Not that much across all of my social medias actually. It's just been a really busy year, so if you haven't seen any of my small updates that I've done, I have bought my first house this year with my boyfriend, and we moved in November, but obviously there's a lot of preparation and legal things that go on before then. A lot more work than I had anticipated for sure. And because it's just such a life-changing moment really, I wanted to make sure I could really enjoy it. So I did take a little bit of time away from my content work, not to mention the practical side of the fact that half of my things for a while were still at my mum's, so a lot of my work, business stuff was still over there. It took us a while to get set up in the new office, but that being said, we are pretty much all set up now, ready for our first Christmas in our first home, so I'm really excited about that. I'm also really excited to do a full office tour now that I have an office of my own. I used to work out of my brother's room, so it wasn't the best setup previously, but now I am so happy with how it's looking. Still got a little way to go, lots of organising to do, But let me know if you want to see that sort of content, because I'm definitely excited to share a little bit about my office space, kind of the colours I've chosen. I also think I want to create some artwork of my own to go up on the walls. So again, let me know if you would like to see that kind of thing, and I could probably record some of what I'm doing. But I also fell out of love with bullet journaling a little bit this year. I very much enjoy it, obviously, but I'd tried to change up how I was using my journal because I wanted to use it more of an actual journal rather than a to-do list like I used to. And then that just made it difficult for me to share it online, because obviously if I'm writing lots of personal things in it, I don't really then want to share it. But in order to share it, I need to not write too much personal stuff in it. So it then just didn't really work for either of the options, which then just meant I was getting a bit behind. I didn't know what to share and what not to share. So for this year, I am going back to my roots, going back to what worked. It will be being used as a to-do list based journal, as I had done previously. I can explain all of this as we get to some weekly spread videos later in the year, but basically you can expect to see more of my usual videos. I'm going to commit to doing, at the very least, my monthly plan with me videos, because I know those are the ones that everyone really enjoys watching. And then I think I will just upload any extra videos as kind of inspiration strikes, or as I've got things to post about. Like I said, maybe the office tour could be a good one. But yeah, so that's an update. That's where I've been. Big life upgrade. I think that's going to put me in the best spot ready for the new year. I've got my own little space now to do all the content I want. I've got all of my recording stuff out. My journals are going to be pride of place in the office. So I'm just really excited to be back for 2024 with all the journal content that you know and love. But now let's get back to the video. So moving on to the Year in Pixels page, I did this one last year, and I just think it's such a classic page that everyone seems to like including in their journal. It looks really effective once it's been filled in as well, although I do find it a bit of a challenge to colour inside the little boxes. I always end up with the colours overlapping and it getting a bit of a smudge, but never mind, it makes it look arty. So for this one you just need a simple grid. You need the months of the year across the top and the days of the month down the side. Equally, you don't have to draw all of the little grid lines if you don't want to. You could just draw the outside lines of the graph as a whole, but I quite like, even though it is a bit tedious, doing all the little lines so that I have those small boxes to challenge my colouring as I fill it in. And I create my own little key for rating each day, which is what I then colour in on the Year in Pixels. And this year I've chosen fun, busy, chilled and rubbish as my sort of daily ratings, but you can do whatever works for you. And hopefully 2024 will be filled with lots of the more positive days, but we can see that come the end of the next year. So now the final page I've decided to include on my yearly setup this year is a double page spread for my Bujo themes. I just think it's such a nice spread to have, where you can see all the little themes that you've used throughout the year in these boxes that just capture a glimpse of what the theme is. You can either do it like how I will probably use it and fill it in once I've decided what the theme is going to be and I've already set it up so I know what sort of colours and pens and fonts and all of that kind of stuff. Alternatively, you can use it as a planning page, so you could plan each theme before the month comes around. Just kind of depends how you go about it. I tend to wait and see what I'm feeling at the start of that month, because often at the start of the year I'll have lots of ideas of themes I want to do, but maybe when it comes around to it, if the weather's different, that often influences what I feel like doing. If it's really sunny, I want to do something bright and colourful, or if I've been away on a trip or something, that can inspire a theme. But yeah, I just think it's a really nice spread to have, and it's something a bit different to include. The other spread I was tempted to include was a Bujo bookshelf, which I have done in the past, but if you remember, I think having the bookshelf just stresses me out because it puts pressure on what I'm reading. So this year I've decided if I do read books, which hopefully I will just create a book review page at whatever point I'm at in the journal. So then if I decide I don't want to do that, I don't have to, but hopefully takes the pressure off having to read a certain number of books just to fill in the page. But there we have it. That is my 2024 bullet journal all set up, ready for the new year. I have my cover page, I've got the year at a glance page, year in pixels, and finally my bullet journal monthly themes page. I'm actually really happy with how this theme turned out. I did wonder if it would look a little bit too simple, but I just think it's nice to have something easy to do, colourful, bright, and brings a little bit of joy when you open up the journal. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I have definitely enjoyed filming it and getting back to my normal routine, and I can't wait to bring you guys much more content in the new year. If you did enjoy the video, then please don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on your notification bell if you want to be notified when I next upload. Have a very happy Christmas and New Year, and I'll see you in the next one.